What if I told you one of the saddest anime movies ever made doesn't have a final boss, a supervillain, or some world-ending monster? Instead, the enemy is something far more terrifying: war itself. This movie is so emotional that people around the world still talk about it decades later. And here's the crazy part. You already know from the very beginning that things won't end well. Yet somehow, the journey still destroys your emotions. Today, we're diving into Grave of the Fireflies, a story about two siblings trying to survive during World War II. Trust me, the ending will stay with you long after this video ends. Stick around because the final twist isn't a twist at all. It's something even more powerful. Our story takes place in Japan during the final months of World War II. Cities are being bombed, resources are disappearing, and ordinary families are struggling just to survive another day. The main character is Seita, a teenage boy who suddenly finds himself responsible for his younger sister, Setsuko. And when I say younger, I mean she's absolutely adorable. The kind of character who instantly makes you want to protect her at all costs. At first, life isn't perfect, but it's manageable. Their father serves in the Navy, their mother takes care of the family, and despite the war raging around them, they still have moments of happiness. But then everything changes. One night, air raid sirens begin screaming across the city. Bombers fill the sky. Fires spread everywhere. Homes are destroyed within minutes. And just like that, the safe little world Seita and Setsuko knew is gone. Now they must navigate a country falling apart around them. Can two children survive when even adults are struggling? Can hope survive when everything else disappears? Because what happens next is where the real story begins. After the devastating bombing attack, Seita desperately searches for his family. His home is gone. The neighborhood is gone. Everything familiar has vanished. Then comes the worst news imaginable. Their mother was severely injured during the attack and eventually passes away. And here's where Seita makes a decision that changes the entire story. He chooses not to immediately tell Setsuko the truth. Think about that for a second. He's still a kid himself, yet he's trying to carry the weight of protecting someone else emotionally. That's heartbreaking. With nowhere else to go, the siblings move in with an aunt. At first, it seems like things might improve. Food, shelter, safety. Problem solved, right? Not even close, because survival isn't just about finding a roof over your head. It's about the people around you. And soon the aunt begins treating them less like family and more like unwanted guests. The tension grows. Meals become awkward. Arguments become common. And Seita's pride starts pushing him toward a dangerous decision. One that changes everything. Would you stay somewhere you're not wanted if it meant survival? Eventually, Seita decides he's had enough. Instead of enduring the constant criticism, he takes Setsuko and leaves. At first, this feels like a huge victory. Freedom. No more arguments, no more judgment, no more feeling unwanted. The siblings discover an abandoned shelter and transform it into their own little home. And honestly, these scenes are beautiful. For a brief moment, it feels like they're finally winning. They laugh together, they explore, they create their own routines. Then comes one of the most famous scenes in anime history. Fireflies. Thousands of glowing fireflies illuminate the shelter at night. The visuals are absolutely stunning. But here's where the movie quietly punches you in the heart. The next morning, the fireflies are dead. Setsuko gently buries them. And suddenly, the movie reminds us that beautiful things don't always last. That's when the story starts getting darker. Much darker. Food becomes harder to find. Money disappears. Opportunities vanish. The shelter that once felt like freedom slowly begins feeling like a trap. And Seita still believes he can solve everything himself. But can he? Because survival is about to become a daily battle. This section hurts. A lot. The war continues getting worse. Supplies become scarce. People become desperate, and desperation makes good people do things they never thought they'd do. Seita starts taking bigger risks to find food. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Meanwhile, Setsuko's condition begins declining. At first, it's subtle. She's tired more often. She's less energetic. She struggles to play. Then, it becomes impossible to ignore. Malnutrition, the thing that makes this so painful, is how realistic it feels. There's no magical cure, no secret power-up, no heroic rescue, just two children fighting circumstances far bigger than themselves. And throughout all of this, Setsuko continues trying to smile. That's what destroys viewers emotionally. Not dramatic speeches, not giant tragedies, small moments where she tries to act like everything is okay. Meanwhile, Seita keeps telling himself things will improve. Tomorrow will be better. Next week will be better. Something will change. But time keeps running out, and the audience realizes something before Seita does. This isn't just a rough patch. This is a disaster unfolding in slow motion. And the worst part? The movie still hasn't reached its most heartbreaking moment. Eventually, Japan's situation reaches its breaking point. The war is ending. News spreads across the country. People learn that everything they believed was secure has changed forever. For Seita, this revelation hits like a truck. Suddenly, he's forced to face reality. The future he imagined no longer exists. The support system he hoped would save them isn't coming. And now, Setsuko's health has become critical. Every minute matters. Every decision matters. Every missed opportunity matters. Seita rushes desperately to gather food and supplies. For the first time, he fully understands the severity of the situation. But here's the cruel truth. Sometimes realizing the problem isn't enough. Sometimes you realize it too late. The movie builds tension without explosions, without villains, without action scenes, just pure emotional dread. And somehow, that's even more powerful. You keep hoping things will turn around. You keep waiting for a miracle. You keep convincing yourself the story can't possibly go where it's heading. But it does. And when it happens, it hits like a freight train. Get ready. Because we're entering the climax, this is where the movie earns its legendary reputation. Seita returns with desperately needed supplies, hoping things can finally improve. But the situation has already gone too far. The heartbreaking reality becomes impossible to avoid. And suddenly, every earlier moment gains new meaning. Every smile, every firefly, every small happy memory, everything feels different. What's brilliant is that the movie never relies on shock value. Instead, it builds emotional momentum for nearly 2 hours and then releases it all at once. The audience isn't crying because they're surprised. They're crying because they understand. They understand how small decisions created huge consequences. They understand how pride influenced choices. They understand how war affects ordinary people. And most importantly, they understand that none of this feels fair. But the ending still has one final emotional punch waiting. The ending of Grave of the Fireflies is both devastating and strangely beautiful. The story comes full circle. The opening moments suddenly make complete sense. Everything we witnessed wasn't simply about survival. It was about memory, love, family, and the invisible scars left by war. One popular fan theory suggests the Fireflies represent more than fleeting happiness. They symbolize the countless lives extinguished during the conflict. Bright, beautiful, gone too soon. Another interpretation focuses on Seita's choices. Could events have unfolded differently if he had stayed with his aunt? Maybe. Maybe not. And that's what makes discussions about this movie continue even today. There aren't easy answers. There isn't a simple villain. The film challenges viewers to think about responsibility, society, and compassion, hidden detail fans often notice. Many visual parallels connect the Fireflies to the siblings' journey, reinforcing the theme of fragile life throughout the movie. It's subtle, it's heartbreaking, and it's incredibly effective. And that's Grave of the Fireflies, a movie that proves anime can tell stories just as powerful as any live-action masterpiece. For emotional impact, this gets a solid 10 out of 10. For storytelling, 10 out of 10. For making grown adults stare at a wall afterward questioning life, also 10 out of 10. If you enjoyed this recap, hit that like button, subscribe for more anime movie breakdowns, and share this video with a friend who thinks anime is only about action and superpowers. And comment below, what's the saddest anime movie you've ever watched? Until next time, thanks for watching, and prepare your emotions before your next anime marathon.